Hello everybody, welcome back to LQ's Creations. I hope everybody's having a good day. So today we've got a beautiful collection that was sent to me by Spellbinders for their, it's the Summer Solstice collection by Susan Tierney-Cockburn, and I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. So it looks like it's a beautiful collection of flowers. Of course, what I got sent to me is samples, and when you go to buy them, yours will have the whole full detailed explanation, as well as you'll be able to go on later and look at card samples. But this is what was sent to me. So the first one we've got, I think it's Enchanta cornflower is more what it is referred to. So this one's got some beautiful dies in there to make a flower. Here's the one to make the leaf. This looks like this cuts out to make the centers, and then you can make like some really pretty flowers. So that's one set. Our next set below is the petunia and hummingbird etched die. So you've got the lovely part here to do like the center for the flower. Here's the die to cut the leaves. Here's the little hummingbird. And then here is another thing to make the flower, as well as with the center. So that's the first one. And then next we have, this is the begonia and ladybugs. So you've got another like leaf here. These make like the flower centers. You can cut another like smaller flower over here, another leaf, and these little cuties right here are the little ladybugs. That'll be fun to work with. And then the next one we have is, what's it, unknown. Next flower we have in the collection. Here's the die to make the leaves. Here's to make the flower, to make the center, and then to make like another little flower from it, out of it. And then next in the collection, the last one is called Cosmos. So this one makes like a bigger flower center and a little bit smaller, and then here's the leaves, or excuse me, the branches to make it, and leaf or branch and leaf, and you've got like a little flower, and then this cuts out center. So all in all, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, I'm sorry, 4, 5, sorry about that. And so there are 5 in the collection, and so what I will do is, as you see, I've got my lovely color wheel here, try to go through and pick out some colors for papers and things, and we'll get going. So next, I'll be back with my lovely music so that you can get your jam on while I'm working and cutting out. Okay, this one, as you saw, it was a little bit longer in there because this was a total of a set of 5 different flowers to in the collection that was sent to me by Spellbinders. And so I had a really fun time, but I have to admit, off camera, I had to choose out of the color wheel which colors I was going to choose, trying to stay within like flower colors, backgrounds and things, but I decided to keep it really simple. So the flowers are just, you'll see more color on the flowers than you will on the background. So the reveal, let me just go ahead and move the die stuff to the side, and then you grab the cards. So what I ended up doing was on this one, as you will see, I kept the background simple, but I inked up the ends of the flowers and just decided to do that, as well as I did some inks, but I kind of left the leaves kind of up a little bit to kind of give them a little bit of movement. And so I didn't put any sentiments on any of these because I'm not sure who I'm going to give them to or how I'm going to use them. But I just thought it will make a nice collection for something. I may end up just grouping them and giving them to somebody as a present. So that's how the first one turned out. And I'll put that down and move it actually off to the side. The next one I did was this one with the sweet hummingbird in there. And so this one was kind of fun. And as you see, yet again, I kept the background simple. I only put gems in the center of the flowers because the flowers are already coming up off the paper and it's got a nice 3D effect. I did some inking on the bird and I put a gem over there. So I figured 3 gems, because things in odd numbers always works. And then I inked up the leaves and kind of, yet again, just kind of glued them in such a way that they feel like they're just kind of coming up off the page. As you can see in there, how that goes. So that's how that one turned out. And so I thought it turned out really cool. This was by far a little bit more difficult, but just a really cool, fun card to make. So let me get on to the next one. So the next card I did was this one. So what was this one, as you see, but I thought I would do something, a panel kind of off on the side and kind of like a blank behind the flowers, and then put gems in the center of the flowers, and then yet again do the leaves where they're like they're coming up off the page. And then I put some gemstones over here like in the center. These were some better press 3D in, folders that I used on each one of these, just to kind of give some a little bit more interest to the background and to the card. But of course, letting the flowers be the focal point of the card. So I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, no sentiment. Let me put this one to the side. The next one, kind of the same concept as that one, but what I ended up doing in this one was I used pink gems instead, and then kept the flowers off to the side. Again, left the leaves a certain way so it looks like it's kind of coming up off the page. So kept it simple yet sweet, and it's elegant, and it can really be used for just about anything. So that was that one. Let me move this to the side one. And then the last card I did, same concept, but this one's kind of different too. What I ended up doing on this one, same thing, where I used a 3D embossing folder. It's kind of like a lattice effect to it. Put just the gemstones on the outside. In the center, I put just a big old dab of glue and took the little centers that are cut out like little stars and just piled them up on there to give it a 3D effect and make it look like a real flower. I bent the ends of the flowers to give it movement, to make it look like it, and I think it turned out really cool. So I'm not even going to try to say some of the name of these flowers because I know I'll butcher them. But this was a really fun, beautiful set that was done, or it's called the Spellbinders Summer Solstice Collection by Susan Tierney-Cockburn, and I hope I am saying her name right, and I apologize if I'm not. But it was a really fun collection. I will say it it challenged me to do something that was a little different out of my comfort zone, because normally I tend to kind of shy away from flowers. I'll be the first one to admit I use more kind of stickers, but I do have made flowers before, but they're a little bit more flatter. So this one was kind of fun to use and give it like a more 3D effect to it, and that's the way the set is designed. So yet again, this is where we started with, and here's what we ended up with. These just 5 fun cards that made this beautiful set that I will keep and figure out what I'm going to do. If I'm going to give it to someone as a collection that I think may use, and I think I actually do have somebody in mind that I might give this to, just so that they have some cards in hand when they need to send out a card for something. So again, I want to say thank you to Spellbinders for sending this to me, this beautiful collection, the Summer Solstice collection. A lot of fun. And so, yeah, that was it. Hope you're having a good afternoon, evening, and yet again, leave comments down in the description. I do tend to go back and comment. And if this is your first time at my channel, subscribe. It will let you know when I upload a new video. Trying to figure the whole scheduling thing out as well as the filming, and I apologize how the filming on some of my other videos have been, but getting better at it. As you see, as I keep putting out more content, it just gets better and better. So hope to see you again soon, and thanks for tuning in.